Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. It's a big day. Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts Alpha 4 has been released. Let's go ahead and take a real quick look at some of the highlights of the new features that are available. We've got two new 3D base model ships, the Bismarck and the Hood. Kind of cool that they put those two together. They're available in new Naval Academy missions and custom battles after the year 1927. Improved damage decals. I'm not going to read every one of these. I'll just kind of highlight them. New secondary gun barbettes. New Naval Academy missions. We've got 6 new Naval Academy missions, including the U.S. Super Battleship. We can design an H-class now. Create the continuation of the Bismarck class and defeat a U.S. fleet. That's one of the available missions. Old mission improvements. So they've updated and improved some of those other ones. New visuals, new gun models added. Please note the rescales and improvement in guns as well as the general improvements of ship designer could make your saved designs non-functional. Not a big deal. More hull variants of late tech, mostly based on the new 3D models. There's 6 new battleships. Britain, Russia, Japan, Austria-Hungary, and China. 2 new battlecruisers. You can now set specific targets for main guns, secondary guns, and torpedoes. Everybody's been asking for that. That's going to radically transform how these missions go, and that's going to take a little bit of practice to get used to, I think. But I'm going to have to write this down somewhere. All weapons is right-click. Torpedoes, shift right-click. Secondaries, alt-right-click. Main guns, shift alt-right-click. Weapon fire mode ammo control is now working per division, not per ship. Battle interface. Balances, inconsistency fixes. You can see all of that, and you can pause on the screen if you want to see that for yourself. Some bug fixes, some visual performance optimizations. AI and custom battles will never retreat. That's a temporary fix, and later we will add this as an option. Excellent. So now they won't retreat. That's a huge deal. We're glad to hear that. So let's go ahead and dive in to our first mission. And I think what we'll do is we'll take a look at one of the new missions, German Pride. Design a powerful German battleship and attack the English fleet. So we're going to build one battleship. We've got $110 million to do it with. We're going to take on a battleship, a battlecruiser, 2 heavy cruisers, and 6 destroyers. So that should be interesting. I'm just looking at the available things that we have here. Control, yeah, you know what? Let's go Supreme Main Guns. All right, let's take a look at this thing. We can go all the way up to 82,000 tons. You can see new hull available to us, a German battleship here. Main tower, we've only got just the modern Tower 1. That's new. Very interesting. I like the little cutouts here where you've got room to put some side guns. That's pretty cool. Modern secondary tower. So this tower is going to take up a big chunk of the ship, but already I'm liking it. It looks pretty cool. We've got the Uber funnel now. That's cool. Uber funnel time. Thank you. We'll throw an Uber funnel in there. You can see we've got new barbettes available. Standard barbette for secondaries, tall barbette for secondaries, and then our regular superimpose. Let's take a look at the guns. We still have 18. Those are Mark IIIs. Looks like everything's Mark III once you get up past. So, you know what? With as many ships as we are facing, I'm not so sure that I want to go all the way to 18-inch. There's about a 10-second difference going from 16 to 18. You know what? We got to go with the big guns. Although, yeah, those aren't going to fit on that barbette on the front. I'm not sure that a 16 will. Oh, 16 will. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. This is a cool looking ship already. I am liking it a lot. And then we're going to definitely want some secondaries on this thing. As you can see, we're going to change the name too, but we haven't gotten that far yet. Let's go ahead and start looking at the secondary guns. We can go 8-inch. I'll go with triple 8-inch. Let's see if we can throw those on here in the side. Looks like we can. We can't throw them up on the... I'm wondering what size we can throw on these things. This is all kind of new exploration now. Maybe we can't. All right, I'm going to throw 6-inch guns in here. They seem to fit better. They look pretty cool too. All right, so there's that. We definitely have an offset on the weight we're going to have to deal with. We might have to pull this gun forward a little bit, although it's not making a tremendous amount of difference. Maybe once we make all our changes to everything else, that'll help with that. So I don't think we can do casemate guns on this thing. No, we can't. Let's look at smaller secondaries. I don't know where else we might be able to throw some of those. Okay, up here you can see now. How about 4s? We can go 4s. I doubt we can go 5s. Yeah, 4 inch is the best we can do on these areas here, but that's cool. It looks like it defaults with them facing forward, so that's pretty cool. Okay, we can't go any higher there. That's nice. I'm liking it a lot. I love how that looks. Oh, that's a beautiful looking German battleship right there. Now we're going to go ahead and get everything else updated as we usually do, and we will see where things are at that point. All right, so definitely it's been a while since I've done any of these missions, and so I'm not used to being limited by cost. You can see I've got plenty of weight available. I even dropped the displacement down. And I've still got about 9,000 available in weight, but I'm out of cost. Now, I've dropped to Krupp 3 armor. I don't know if dropping down to Krupp 1 is really advisable, because it does add to the weight, and it would give me the ability to add thicker armor. I'm just not sure how much that is better than... In fact, I don't know if I want to have the extra belt armor. I might just be better off to go with the thicker deck. So kind of, I'm kind of torn here on all this. I don't know which way is better to go, but I think that that's probably what we're going to settle on, is doing it this way. And we're just going to hope for the best and hope that he doesn't get me too bad with all of this. I'm noticing I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my eyesight, but I feel like it's a little blurrier than it was before. And it just could be me seeing that. It didn't seem like it was that blurry on my desktop, but all the settings are where they were before. So we'll go ahead and I'll finish tweaking this a little bit, and we'll take her into action and see what happens. Okay, so here we go. We've got a battleship and a heavy cruiser up against a British fleet. We did name it the Tirpitz. I just felt like I had to. I love the Tirpitz. I know it's not exactly a Tirpitz, but I love how this battleship looks. I'm excited to take it into the action. Where are we at? All right, here's my York, my cruiser that's along for the ride here, and it looks like they are over this way. Oh, we have a 30 times speed now available to us. Oh, that's pretty amazing. Definitely helps with the turning speed on things. Man, he must be really far away. At least we know he's not going to retreat now. All right, here we go. Let's get a look at our adversaries. Hopefully all the secondaries I have are going to help me be able to take these guys out quickly. We've got kind of a big time thing going on here. I'm going to turn toward him for just a little while here, try to get that angle while we get our forward guns firing. And you can see it's working out so far for me. Those 18-inch guns ought to be able to land some hits pretty quickly, if we could get some better aim. We're locked on, 5% chance to hit at 17 kilometers. Looks like he's got 14s. They already hit me once. Man, I am not even coming close right now. I may have to go ahead and turn. Now as they get closer, I'll have to experiment a little bit with this targeting, where I can get my secondaries and my mains firing on different ships. But for now, we'll just get... because it's really only the mains that are firing so far. This might be a hit. Right aim, wrong distance. Come on, guys, let's start getting some hits. Alright, I want to watch this thing fire. Oh, speaking of fire, let's go normal speed. Not quite at the angle yet where the rear ones can fire. Have to turn a little more. Alright, we need to start getting some hits. Alright, it tells you right there on the bottom right, you can see that. So secondaries is alt right click, although I don't think we're quite in range for that yet. We're getting pretty close to the 6 inches being able to fire. Main guns shift alt right click. It's been a much asked for feature. I'm glad it finally exists. I have not landed a significant hit yet with my 18-inch guns. My cruiser got over penetration. Let's see what happens this time. Wow. Alright. So you see it's popping up now and telling you that means we're getting a little more information on kind of the main screen. These two are going to crash right into each other. Way to go, AI. Nice job. Maybe we'll hit both of you here. Nope, just hit the rear one. Man, I'm super disappointed on how bad the aim is so far on my ship. I've got the best rangefinder, I've got the best radar, and I can't hit the broadside of a barn. There we go, we're getting a few hits. I want to switch over and see what HE's doing these days. Not even close. Come on, guys. Well, we started a fire but didn't cause any damage. You can see the new hit markers. You can see the scorch marks. That's pretty cool. Definitely a different model than the best. So we've identified, looks like this is a battleship. Man. No kind of hits though. 18-inch guns can't penetrate this little guy. I mean, I know he's little, but he must have some really thick armor going. Let's see what happens here. I switch back over to AP. There we go. It's Ajax. They've got only 11-inch armor. So we're going to get our secondaries firing on this one here. Alt right click. There we go. The Monmouth. Okay, we got a light cruiser here taking some damage. my heavy, which is down by half already. Come on, we got to score some big hits here. Still have a really hard time connecting. More often than not, they're missing. At 22% chance, we ought to be hitting more than that. I'm getting in a little too close for comfort here. I want to knock this battleship out so I can start focusing on some other ships. None of those hit. My goodness. Yep, there, I just lost my secondary. Oh, I lose the mission if I do that. Okay, good to know. So since we're just kind of taking a look at the Alpha 4, let's go ahead and take a look real quick at the Design Your Own H-Class. And we're going to go with more funds to get ourselves a total of $310 million to be able to spend on this thing. So I think we could probably come up with something pretty spectacular with that amount of money. We can get Modern Tower 3. Then we'll go with our secondary, which is, I guess we're going to have to... Oh, we've got 130,000 tons. Oh my gosh, that is absolute insanity. This thing is going to be such a beast. All right, so now we can get Uber Funnel 5. We've also put some 8 inches, and you can see how small they look on a ship this size. I'm wondering about some additional main guns, like maybe some 12-inch. I wonder if they'd be able to squeeze in right over here. Oh yeah, look at that. So we'll put just a couple of those. I mean, it's not real aesthetically pleasing, but you know, what are you going to do? I don't know how much we're going to be able to get on this thing as far as armor goes once it's all said and done, but we've got all the money in the world to do it with. So we can only go up to the certain level on the turbines. And I definitely need to put some more secondaries on this thing, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's what we've got. We've decided to name it the Admiral Graf Spee, even though that was a cruiser. We've got all of our big guns. We've got some smaller guns. We've got some 4-inch secondaries along the side. But this is really all about armor, and I've got a ton of it. Oh, I forgot about super heavy shells. That's going to cause me to have to reduce my armor just a little bit. I've got 24 inches of belt armor, 6-inch belt extended, 24 inches of deck armor, 10-inch deck extended, 25 on the conning tower, 20 on the turrets, 10 on the turret top, 10 on the secondaries. I guess we can drop a little bit of this deck armor, 23.3. It's a $255 million battleship, so honestly, I couldn't even use all the money. There's probably ways I could spend a little more, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I just want to take this thing out for a spin and see what it can do. All right, let's do this. And what I'll do is, I may not play this whole battle just because it's such a big one. We'll do a dedicated video to this mission at some point. I'm trying to just explore some of the new features on Alpha 4. So what I'll do is I'll play this for a little bit, and then we'll probably drop out and just look at some of the build options in the custom battle, just so we can get a sense of exactly what all there is. But boy, isn't that just a beautiful looking ship. I love these German builds with the new towers that they have and the options that they create. That's just a really cool looking ship. I'm pretty excited about that. Okay. And I also love the 30 times speed that we have available to us now, because with these battleships it takes so long to get them turned anyway. All right, here we go. Now we're going to get a look at what they've got. We're fighting the Americans here. We're already in range for the 12-inch guns, although they probably don't have the angle right now. We're going to have to turn this way a little bit so I can get those 12-inch guns firing. Oh, I guess I did get it firing already. Oh, that's amazing. That is awesome. It'd be even more awesome if I actually hit somebody. And we already switched targets. Oh, I hope now that we have... Oh, maybe we're firing on two different things. I think the secondaries may be firing on this guy. No, maybe not. We can do that, though. Not that my secondaries necessarily have a... I think those 12-inch guns are mains, so my secondaries aren't really in range. I'd love to think that now that we have Alpha 4, we might be one step closer to a campaign, but I'm not sure that they're that far along in this process right now, so... I just want to see a couple hits with these things. These are 17-inch guns. Oh, no, they're 18s. That's right. And nonetheless, ricocheted right off. That was a partial ricochet, it looked like. Finally got a penetration, but very little damage done on that one. Let's go ahead and see what's happening to me. Nothing so far. I've got so much armor. Honestly, I could probably just charge up at him. But there's a whole navy behind that. It's not just these couple of battleships that I'm fighting right now. There's a whole bunch more ships I haven't even spotted yet. But there you get to see a first look at... And it's funny, it calls it, you know, kind of building the H-class, because this thing is 130,000 tons, which puts it at about twice the size of the H-class, as far as I can recall from... Maybe there were future H-class ships going to be built, I don't know. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other features of this new update. So here, we'll just look at the... We'll go into custom battles. Let's take a look at 1940. We're going to unlock everything. Look at the designs for the U.S. battleships. So you can see now how many additional hulls we've got. We've got a modernized Dreadnought 1. Modernized Dreadnought 2. Some of these look similar to ones we had before. I think that one's new. But a lot more options. Just so many more different options than the few that we had before. So we can definitely get some much more historical looking ships. There's a lot more freedom to be able to do that. Let's take a look at some of the towers now. So here's a modern Tower 3. That actually looks just like the one we had for the German ships. So I don't know if that changes based on some of these other things. What's the biggest one we've got here? Looks like that's the one that goes up to 130. Wow, 130,000 ton ship. Can you even imagine what that would be like? So it doesn't look like there's a whole lot else there. Let's go ahead and take a look at maybe some other nations. How about the Japanese? Alright, they look like they're probably the same. So it may be that they're universal. I don't see a lot of difference there. The tower's different. No, that's just because of the ship that I used. Hold on. Yeah, so it doesn't appear to be. I'm guessing maybe it's only in... Oh, I did name it Yamato. Maybe it's only in the missions themselves that there's differences. Let's take a look at cruisers. See if there's any differences there. Nah, it doesn't look like we have anything new. I think they focus mostly on the battleships. So we'll go back and look at some of the missions, because I think that's probably where the customization comes in. U.S. Super Battleship. Let's take a look at that. All right, so here's the U.S. Super Battleship hull. I think that was one of the hulls we had. And yeah, same thing with the modern tower there. So nothing new really there. and they go all the way up to 18-inch guns. So, all right, let me take a look one more time at what it said in the news as far as what there was available. Here we go. Several new gun models added. Various hull fixes. 3 more super battleships based on Bismarck and Iowa hulls. Okay, so those are available for any of the nations. More hull variants of late tech, mostly based on the new 3D models. So those are available for all nations, apparently. 3 new armored cruisers, Germany. So let's take a look at those. They're also, distributed to the other nations. So custom battle. So they're available to everybody. Gotcha. All right, so let's take a look one more time, and we'll look at the heavy cruisers. But we'll look at, let's say, Germany. Okay, yeah. Now we've got some new options as far as the heavy cruisers go. So we'll have some things to play with there. In fact, this heavy cruiser looks like it has some options that are almost battleship-esque from the early part of the game. So I like that. That gives us some better options as far as building some of those ships that the Germans had, especially, that weren't quite battleships, but really kind of were more than heavy cruisers. So that's going to give us those options. It calls it Thor. That's awesome. So let me know, with all of that said, where do you want me to start? You want me to start with a custom battle? You want me to play through one of these missions on the Naval Academy? Or do you want to see me go back and revisit? We've definitely got to build ourselves a legit Bismarck and a legit Hood now that those are both possible. So we'll dive into those a little bit, but I wanted to get this video out there. So apologies for not completing any mission, but starting tomorrow, we will get to those things. So check them out. Let me know in the comment section what you want to see first, and we'll try to get to as many things as possible. A lot of new things to deal with and dive into in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for watching, guys.